Between 1830 and 1962, Algeria lived under French rule. But unlike most other colonies, Algeria was treated as if it were part of France itself, with settlers enjoying privileges denied to the native population. This created enormous inequalities and resentment. When Algerians finally rose up in the 1950s, the war for independence turned into one of the bloodiest anti-colonial struggles of the century. Torture, massacres, and forced displacement left deep scars. Even after Algeria gained independence in 1962, the painful memories of this war never truly healed. For Algerians, France's reluctance to fully apologize for the violence is seen as a refusal to accept history. And this unresolved colonial trauma continues to shape relations today. Every new disagreement only reopens these old wounds. Independence did not mean a clean break. France remained Algeria's main trading partner for decades, while millions of Algerians migrated to France in search of better opportunities. But politically, mistrust defined the relationship. Algerian leaders accused France of trying to keep influence over its former colony, while French leaders complained that Algiers constantly used colonial memory as a political weapon. Attempts at reconciliation, from official visits to symbolic gestures, often collapsed under the weight of disagreements. Every time progress was made, a new controversy would reopen old wounds. The relationship became like a pendulum, periods of cautious cooperation followed by sudden crises. This constant cycle has left both societies tired and frustrated. A turning point came with the Western Sahara issue. Algeria has long supported the Polisario Front, which seeks independence for the territory, while Morocco claims sovereignty over it. For decades, France maintained a careful balance. But when Paris openly backed Morocco's claims, Algeria saw it as a direct betrayal. To Algerian leaders, this was not just about borders. It was about regional leadership and national dignity. The diplomatic fallout was immediate. Ambassadors were recalled, harsh statements were exchanged, and the fragile trust that remained between the two countries began to collapse. Western Sahara became more than a territorial issue. It turned into a symbol of France choosing sides against Algeria. From that moment, mistrust turned into open hostility. As tensions mounted, the relationship descended into tit-for-tat measures. France accused Algerian intelligence of kidnapping an opposition activist living in exile on French soil, a claim that outraged Algiers. In retaliation, Algeria expelled French diplomats, while Paris responded with its own expulsions. What began as disagreements over policy turned into personal and public accusations. The language between both capitals grew sharper, filled with blame and suspicion. Instead of quiet negotiations, the disputes were played out in the media, turning every incident into a public spectacle. What once had been an uneasy partnership now looked like open hostility. Each new clash pushed reconciliation further out of reach. Migration became another flashpoint. France, under pressure from domestic politics, began demanding that Algeria take back thousands of undocumented migrants. Some cases gained national attention, especially when crimes were linked to Algerian nationals. The French government portrayed deportations as a matter of security and national order. Algeria, however, pushed back strongly, saying Paris was scapegoating migrants and humiliating Algerians abroad. This dispute became part of a wider cultural clash about identity, security, and how France sees its large Algerian diaspora. Instead of finding compromise, both governments used migration as a tool in their political battles, hardening divisions even further. For many families, this has turned daily life into a political battleground. As ties with Paris grew colder, Algeria turned to new partners. Italy, in particular, stepped in with energy deals, trade agreements, and infrastructure projects. By 2023, Italy had overtaken France as Algeria's main European trading partner. The symbolism was clear. Algeria no longer saw France as its indispensable ally. Instead, it built new partnerships that gave it greater leverage. For France, this shift was more than economic. It was a sign of declining influence in North Africa, a region Paris once dominated. For Algeria, each step closer to Italy and further from France was a reminder that it could choose its own path, free from the shadow of its colonial past. The balance of power in the region has changed, and France is no longer at the center of it.